No shirt! These forking actors ought to have their mother-forking mouths washed out with god-dang soap. Let's forking do this. Thanks to the extensive research by British gaming company BuzzBingo, we can start our list with Danny McBride at number 10. The curse counters over there put McBride's naughty word film total at 136 curse words on screen over the course of his movie career. Again, that's according to BuzzBingo. But if you can't trust an internet gambling site to count curse words, who can you trust? It's not surprising that McBride makes the list, as he is most well known for raunchy, R-rated comedies like Pineapple Express and Tropic Thunder. McBride even contributed voice acting to Sausage Party, and we really don't need to explain Sausage Party any more than that, right? Good. His ranking on this list might have been even higher had his performances in several HBO shows, including Eastbound and Down and The Righteous Gemstones, been taken into consideration. Unfortunately, television shows weren't counted in this film-focused study. McBride has become known for playing pretty horrible characters, an archetype that likely contributed to him getting a spot on this lineup. In the Foot-Fist Way, he plays an incompetent taekwondo instructor on a mission to meet his idol. This, at the end, sees him as an egotistical actor who doesn't get the gravity of what's going on, and he plays a lazy, slobbish prince in Your Highness.
Where the was that in Green Hornet, huh? Jonah, you're sucking. You're an Academy Award-nominated person. You need to be selling that shit, dude.
Coming in at number 9 is Bradley Cooper, who has uttered a respectable 142 swear words over the course of his decades-long career. Unlike several other actors on this list, Cooper doesn't appear in any of the top 10 most swear-heavy films, nor does he play any of the most explicit characters in film history. In recent years, Cooper has become known for Oscar-winning dramas like A Star is Born, American Hustle, and Silver Linings Playbook. R-rated dramas like these have likely contributed to Cooper's place on the list, but the fact that he's never starred in a Scorsese or a Tarantino film certainly docks him a few points. In addition to his featured dramas, Bradley Cooper also starred in The Hangover and its 2 sequels, a series that undoubtedly contributed a significant number of curse words to his overall score.
Alright, what the man? We gotta get this together, guys!
Cooper also voiced the crass Rocket Raccoon in the Guardians of the Galaxy films. But since Marvel films are almost always PG-13, he wasn't allowed to go as far as he might have liked. In fact, Guardians director James Gunn tweeted that there is unseen footage of Rocket Raccoon dropping the F-bomb extensively. Gunn knew he wouldn't be able to use the footage, but filmed it nonetheless. If only Marvel would let more of their films be as explicit as Deadpool, perhaps Cooper would be higher up on the list. Like his buddy Danny McBride, Seth Rogen clinches a spot on the list primarily because of his work in comedy films. As number 8, Rogen has dropped a curse on 143 occasions throughout his career. As with Bradley Cooper, Rogen isn't in any of the most explicit films out there, meaning his swear words have been spread out over a number of different roles. Though he has branched out into producing more recently, Rogen's career kicked off mainly through stoner comedies. After getting a start on the teen show Freaks and Geeks, Rogen starred in raunchy comedies like Superbad, Knocked Up, and Pineapple Express.
Except if you're a your whole life, your next shell will be made of okay? If you're you're gonna come back as a cockroach.
Billy Bob Thornton may not be the first person you think of in a discussion about the most explicit actors out there. But with 100 acting credits to his name, it's not all that surprising he made the cut. Thornton is number 7 on the list, having delivered 145 curse words over the last few decades.
This is Give me one good reason why I should even consider doing this right now.
Because I let 2,000 kids spit in my face for your that's why.
While Thornton's character in Bad Santa doesn't top the list of the most vulgar characters in film history, his role in the franchise accounts for many of the swear words in his repertoire. Despite the crass nature of the role, Thornton took both films seriously. He told Entertainment Weekly that swearing is an art form, and that there needs to be a good reason to curse in every scene. We'll take it from the master. As one of the most prolific and beloved actors working in Hollywood today, it's somewhat surprising that a Shakespearean actor like Denzel Washington would have a spot on this list. Landing at number 6, Washington has recited 183 curse words over the course of his long and storied career. You might think Washington knocked out all his curse words in Training Day, but Denzel has sprinkled in a few here and there along his career. But let's face it, you're here for the Training Day rant.
Lucky I don't have more pressing business. I cut off and stick it right up that little funky of yours.
Wow, yeah, we were gonna show another one too, but let's... Jeez, Denzel! Anyway, moving along. It's not hard to guess why Al Pacino, an actor most well known for playing mobsters, has a spot on this list. With an impressive 255 swear words to his name, Pacino comes in at number 5. While you might think someone as loud and commanding as Pacino would be a shoo-in for a Martin Scorsese film, the two only ever worked together for 2019's Netflix film The Irishman.
That Kennedy has got his nose up my everywhere I go.
If you're a big Pacino fan, you might be able to guess the most profane film he has ever starred in. According to Buzz Bingo, Pacino's character in Scarface is the 7th most vulgar character in cinema history, with 165 swear words under his belt. In Scarface, Pacino plays Tony Montana, a Cuban immigrant who assassinates a government official in order to get a green card. Tony then becomes a big name in the Miami drug trade, acquiring money, power, and of course beautiful women like Michelle Pfeiffer. Interestingly, while the film has curses peppered throughout its runtime, the film's most famous line doesn't contain a single swear.
Say hello to my little friend.
Comedy legend Adam Sandler comes in at number 4 on the list, with Buzz Bingo claiming he's dropped a whopping 295 swear words. A lot of those swear words come from a single movie, 2019's Uncut Gems. Sandler's Howard swears 295 times in the film, and the film itself contains a grand total of 646 swear words, according to the Buzz Bingo folks. Statistically speaking, that means that slightly more than 35 out of every 1,000 words in the film are bad words.
DJ's gonna play his I know every DJ in this town. All you losers.
Uncut Gems became so famous for its swearing that Netflix actually compiled a video of every F-bomb dropped in the film, ending up with more than 4 minutes of footage. You might think that Sandler saves the cursing for his R-rated flicks, and his raunchy PG-13s are devoid of F-bombs. Well, ladies and gents, let's all take a look at Billy Madison.
If your dog gets lost, you don't look for an hour and then call it quits. You get your ass out there and you find that f***ing dog.
Lots of viewers might have expected the next person on this list to be on the very top. When you think of actors who famously swear a lot, the great Samuel L. Jackson is probably the first person who comes to mind. However, according to Buzz Bingo, Jackson doesn't actually hold the record for the most foul-mouthed actor to ever grace the silver screen. He may have delivered 301 swear words over the course of his film career, but that only gets him to number 3 on the list. There are probably a few films that come to mind when you imagine Jackson's most explicit roles, and there are certainly a number of different films that contribute to his final swear count. The most profane character Jackson has ever played in his career is, unsurprisingly, a character in a Quentin Tarantino film. Ordell, Jackson's character in Jackie Brown, swore 183 times over the course of the film, making him the 5th most profane character in film history. When Jimmy Fallon confronted Jackson with the fact that he actually isn't the most profane actor in history, Jackson had the perfect response.
That's some bull. I mean, that's a... I mean, no.
Indeed, Jackson has become so synonymous with swearing that Insider Hook reports the most famous line in Snakes on a Plane was actually added after the fact in order to placate fans who wanted to hear it.
Enough is enough! I have had it with these mother snakes on this mother plane!
That's the line, right? Is Monday a curse word yet? Leonardo DiCaprio may be an actor known for his impressive crying ability, but his swearing skills aren't too shabby either. As the runner-up on the list, DiCaprio's swear count is a whopping 361 words. Many of the swear words DiCaprio has uttered come from Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street. DiCaprio plays Jordan Belfort, a Wall Street banker who makes a fortune at a young age, only to be hounded by the FBI for his wild antics and debauchery. Jordan swears 332 times in the film, making up a large chunk of DiCaprio's total swear count. By Buzz Bingo's metric, Jordan is the most profane character in cinema history. Unsurprisingly, The Wolf of Wall Street is also the most vulgar film ever according to the study, with 715 swear words overall.
Don't f***ing dare throw that f***ing water at me. Don't you f***ing dare.
Because not every swear word DiCaprio has said comes from The Wolf of Wall Street, there are a few other films that must contribute to his swear count. In the Tarantino film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, DiCaprio plays Rick Dalton, a washed-up Western star struggling to stay relevant. While the film may contain a notable amount of swearing, DiCaprio was reportedly insistent that the swearing only happen on camera. According to Fatherly, DiCaprio demanded that the cast and crew stop swearing on set to protect his 10-year-old co-star Julia Butters. DiCaprio may have played the most foul-mouthed character in film history, but he draws the line at swearing around children. The distinguished honor of the most foul-mouthed actor in film history goes to the one and only Jonah Hill, who has spoken an astounding 376 swear words on screen.
It's bullshit, and I'm sorry.
Considering the other actors on this list, this is not actually all that surprising, as Hill stars alongside DiCaprio in the overly explicit The Wolf of Wall Street. In fact, out of every 1,000 words Hill's character Donnie speaks, 74 of them are swear words, making him even more foul-mouthed than DiCaprio's character proportionally. While a significant number of swear words in Hill's overall count come from The Wolf of Wall Street, it's not the only curse-heavy movie in his filmography. When you look at the cold, hard numbers, Hill's most profane role is his character Seth in Superbad. Seth is a high schooler on a mission to score alcohol for a party, and he swears 152 times over the course of the film.
Have you actually ever met anyone named McLevin?
No, that's why you picked a dumb name.
You.
21 Jump Street, Knocked Up, and This Is the End are a few other R-rated comedies in Hill's repertoire that likely contributed to his winning status. Though Jackson may have been peeved not to clinch the #1 spot on the list, Hill was happy enough to accept his flowers. As reported on Today, he took to Instagram to celebrate the achievement, thanking Martin Scorsese and Sam Jackson for helping him accomplish such a feat.